Morning, guys. Mark Ferrasci with Protect Dog Training and Loki. If you hear him in the background, he's going crazy. He wants to come out and work. We've got our other setting that we've got. That's another camera set that we've got. And this is kind of going to be my chat corner where I yak at the screen a little bit. Over the last few days, I've been going out into a lot of environmental, and I've been doing certain things with the dog that I naturally do, and a lot of times I have to take some time to stop and think about why I do what I do, and because so much of it happens on an instinctive base with me, okay? So one of the things I've been noticing is that some of the conversations on Facebook in a Malinois area talking about Malinois, they're always accenting the fact that Malinois are very high energy outflow dogs and they're not for everybody, and that's very true. They need to have a job, they need to have something to do, and they need to have an owner that's going to be able to give them something to do and burn off a lot of energy. And it's because they are such a high energy outflow dog. And so the conversations basically slant towards the fact that if you're not going to be able to give that to your dog, you shouldn't have one, and they're very correct, okay? But one of the things that I do in my environments and that I do with my dogs in general sense is I work very hard at a very young age, and I work it through their whole lifestyle to accent things within the environmentals that will bring out a lot more of a calm and sedate. So what I'm getting at, and this is what I want you guys to think about, is that when you're getting yourself a puppy like this and you're starting to work with the animal, that you have the power to be able to imprint these things when they're young, to be able to form and shape and direct the type of dog that you have. Genetics are going to play a factor, but a lot of it is 60-40, meaning 60%, as far as I'm concerned, my personal opinion, you've heard me say it before, is 60% is environment, 40% is genetics, okay? You have control over your environment. What you do with that dog makes a difference. So you saw me yesterday, I was at the dealership, and I had to work really hard. I got a little bone out, and I let him have something to chew on with my little chew hooves, and I gave him that in a public forum, and I let him get directed on that little chew toy. Okay, and then I started asking him to coucher, and I actually pushed him down. I didn't worry about the structure. I didn't worry exactly straight, all the conformity to exactness within the behaviors that you're trying to teach. I didn't care about that. What I cared about was the dog just relaxing. So I actually pushed him down, a little bit of social pressure, coucher, pas bouger. I even cuffed him a little bit, okay? But again, we have these things that are anchors. In other words, things that he already is aware of. So he knew that I was serious about it. He relaxed. I right away praised him with a nice calm voice. Good, coucher, pas bouger, good. And I accented to him what I wanted out of him, which was to relax, okay? And then when he finally did chill, I made sure that I praised him in that chill moments, okay? A lot of people will do that. They'll get a behavior out of a dog, he'll down, and then they forget, and they sit there and watch TV, and they get into other things and don't realize that that accenting of that with your positive markers, good, good boy, good, and your voice tone denoting calmness, and getting the dog in that place, okay, of calmness is very important. And then leaving him in that place is very important. The more you do that and teach the dog to chill out, the more he'll have the ability to have an on and off switch, okay? Because we do have a high drive dog. We do want the dog to work with a lot of drive and to give a lot, but we also want the dog to chill out, okay? And if you'll notice my dogs, if you've watched any of my videos over the time that I've been doing my thing on YouTube, you'll notice that I do a lot of having a lot of downstays out in public, a lot of chilling out. My dogs know how to relax. They have an on and off switch. And I start that when they're very young. So I wanted to accent that to you. It's not just going out. If you did that every day and went out and tried to burn off energy out of that dog because you knew that was the type of dog you had, all you're going to be doing is stimulating that type of behavior in the dog. And with the genetics, you're going to create a monster. And then you have a dog that's so high drive that you're constantly spending your time having to exert that energy because you've taught him that, okay? You've set that imprint when they're young. Think about it. If you do it the other way and you put him in a down and you made a lot more calm, he would go to a lot more times where he would end up having an on and off switch. That's what we want. We want to be able to teach the dog and say coucher, pas bouger, and have the dog go to that calm state and be able to chill out, okay? So you do this when they're young and you imprint it within your normal way that you treat the dog and how you deal with the environment and what you're trying to accent within the dog's development. That's why we call this development, Puppy Development 101. There's a lot more that goes on than just heel, sit down, stay when I'm forming a dog, because I use a lot of environmental, a lot of knowledge and expertise in using this environments to create a signature product with the dogs that I turn out. You can do the same thing if you start thinking about what you're trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to pull Loki out. We're going to play a little game. It has nothing to do with our conversation right now. I'm going to be doing the food game, and I'm going to see if I can get a bark at him. Let's see what we get. Now remember, he's been in the kennel, excuse me here, and I'll get him out. All right, Loki, we're gonna put this big old one on you. And he's waiting over here because we've taught him that we're gonna go out when I put out that table and the chairs. He's used to this. He's not used to going up on the table to eat that much. The only second time I've done this. So we're gonna see what happens. Come on, Loki. We gotta get back on camera. So they're thinking we're gone. We're not gone, let's go. Nope, good, come on. Good boy, good. All right, let's see if we can get on this table. Come on, good boy, good. All right, good. All right, you ready? Hup, hup. Come on, good boy. Oh, look at you. Good boy. That's the first time he's jumped up. That tells you something. All right, so now we're using, nope, come on. Hup. Good boy, good. There you go. You hungry? Are you hungry? Good boy. Pablo say, nope. Good boy, good. He's never done this before. This is just flying by the seat of our pants, huh? Yeah. All right, Loki. Pass off. Pass off. Nope. Pass off. Pass off, good boy, pass off, good boy, good, oh, good boy, good, yes, good boy, good. And that's where it starts, okay? I just talked the dog in with a little excitement to bark. He barked for me and yes, all right? And now we'll start working on that as I keep coming out with the bowl and get more of a bark. I haven't done much of it, but this is how it starts. You start teaching the dog to bark on command with you playing a game, and then all of a sudden, yes, the marker comes out of nowhere. Normally I'll do it as the dog is in a kennel or something. I'll walk up and I'll have it behind my back, and then the yes comes right between my legs, you know, from behind me. So then right away I drop the bowl right behind me and I drop it to the ground and say yes, and we mark it. So again, markers are real important. Go back to my whole emphasis that I've been trying to accent to you with markers, okay? So today's accent point was all about thinking about how you imprint and how you get this dog to have an on and off switch. Very important to teach a dog like this, especially a high drive dog, to relax. If you don't, you're gonna have a heck of a time. And you get all this conversations coming from Facebook and stuff talking about burning off the energy and giving the dog a job and all this stuff, so people are already primed and ready to deal with a high energy outflow dog. But they don't understand, when you do that with a puppy, you're imprinting this whole drive states. And now you go out in public and the dog doesn't have an off switch. What are you gonna do? Okay, it drives you nuts. Okay, you gotta work on teaching that dog to have an off switch. So we'll talk to you a little bit more later. That was my accent point today, and I've got a lot more going on with Loki because he is starting to develop. He's starting to show more drives. He's starting to get the agility that we're going to be working on, and things will start together, and I'm going to start trying to accent a lot more of my environmentals to you too. So keep in mind, we want you to subscribe, and we want you to hit that little bell up top. All those things that those people tell you on the YouTube all the time, you can do it for me too. Go ahead, tell your friends. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.